What up, y'all? On today's video, I'm doing a review for the internet's new album, Hive Mind. Are y'all ready? It's lit.
I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no.
Yeah, yo, what up, y'all? I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back, y'all. What up, y'all? It's your boy Bright here, the R&B kid, and you're tuned into another episode of On the Bright Side. But if this is your first time on my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, because on this channel, I talk all things music and entertainment while keeping it real, but always trying to find the bright side of everything. And after you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell next to it so you can get the post notifications. So every time I post a new video, you're gonna see it. Okay, y'all, so like I said, this is gonna be a review for the internet's new album, Hive Mind. The internet just dropped their fourth studio album, Hive Mind, on this past Friday, July 20, 2018. I love the internet. I came up on them from their last album, Ego Death, which dropped back in December of 2015. If you're not familiar with the internet, I would describe them kind of like a new age, like 2010's reincarnation of bands like Soul to Soul and like the brand new heavies. And when I say that, I mean like those were bands that came out back in like the late 80s, early 90s that were fronted by like a really cool female vocalist, and they had a band of like, you know, bassists and guitarists and piano players who were creating this like really cool like neo soul, Afrocentric, you know, jazz fusion sound mixed with a little bit of hip hop in it. So I want to say like the internet is like a new age generation of that type of band, and I used to love those bands back in the day. They created amazing records, and so I feel like the internet kind of filling that void in the R&B urban landscape for today, so I love them for that reason. So like I said, they just dropped their fourth album, Hive Mind. I'm gonna do a track by track review for y'all. Y'all ready to do it? Let's go. Okay, y'all, so the album starts off with the track Come Together, which I feel like was the perfect intro for this album. I want to say Come Together is like a freaking like black hippie anthem, like about just black unity, black people coming together. I mean, really all people in the world coming together, but this album really is called Hive Mind, and the internet described this album's theme, especially the title, and I want to say this track is really just a celebration of black unity and black bands being a thing. Because if you think about it, like black bands are really not a thing anymore like they used to be back in the day. So I love that the internet's holding down this space, and I feel like this first track Come Together was like perfect like intro for the album. It had such a vibey instrumental, and it was pretty much just saying, listen, through all the struggle and strife, what we're gonna do, we're gonna come together. I love how in the hook it was just so vibey. It was like, it's like, what we gonna do? We gonna come together. I loved it. It was such like a hippie anthem. I loved it. And I also loved how like in the hook, like it started out quiet, but then they like slowly like got louder. It's like, we gon' come together, and then it got louder. We gon' come together. I probably don't make sense right now, but if you hear the track, it's amazing. I really also love, this is probably also one of my favorite tracks in terms of just instrumentation on this track. I love the dope, it had a dope combination of just like bass, a guitar, and the horns were amazing on the song as well. So I just love the way this song sounded. I love the message of it. Pretty much just a song about unity coming together, and it was a vibe way to open the album. So definitely one of my favorite tracks off the album, and definitely one of the tracks I think you'll love the most if you hear it. So definitely go check out Come Together. Okay, after the first track Come Together, we then have the track Roll Burbank Funk, which is the first thing off this album. I'm not gonna lie, it actually took me a while to get into the song at first. When I first like got into the song, like, and I think it came out back in like March or April, I wasn't really into it. I just wasn't, I don't know, something was missing for me. But I definitely am into the song now, and it has like a really like dope like 90s like, you know, drum breakbeat drum pattern that is just so like funky and like just so like old. It has such a throwback feel to it, but it's still like very modern and new at the same time with the way they just arrange the vocals and the message of the song. It was just pretty much a song where like Steve, the guitarist for the band, Steve Lacy, he's amazing. I want to say he's pretty much the one that really anchored the song in the beginning. He was like, listen to your heart. It was so vibey. It's like, what's it saying? So this is a song all about just like kind of living your best life, like living easy and breezy, listening to your heart, you know, following your instincts, you know, just moving forward in the best way you can in life, and just kind of like, you know, living the way you want to live for you and nobody else. So this is a really cool vibey message, a really funky breakbeat pattern, and to me what really anchored down the song was the bass line. The bass line was like I don't know, it was really subtle, but like it was the base of the song was really what I feel like anchored it down and what really made it come along, and really what made it come alive too. So I really love this song. And I just feel like it definitely was a growth for me, but it's a jam now. Definitely a great summertime addition to your playlist. So add this song to your summer playlist. It's a vibe. After Roll Burbank Funk, we had the track Come Over, and kind of like Roll Burbank Funk, this is the second single off the album, and kind of like Roll, it took me a while to get into this track. When it first came out back in like May or June, I wasn't really into this track at first, and I was surprised because I feel like the internet always releases music that I just love off of first listen, but a lot of the singles they put off this album besides La-Dee-Da, I wasn't like Roll and Come Over, I wasn't really feeling at first, but I after hearing Come Over a lot more, I really like it now. It's one of those songs that has to just grow on you. But I really like this song. It reminds me of something that would have fit right in on Ego Death. This is just a really cute song about having, you know, a lover or someone you're really like crushing on just come over. It's just a come on song, you know, just saying, how about you just come over. It's just a really cute, like regular, you know, simple R&B record. Really nice, a really cool summertime vibey record. I really love the cadence of the vocals. I just feel like it was really arranged well. I love the melody they chose for the song, and I feel like, to me, I also love the song because I think this is one of the best songs on the album that highlights the beauty of Sid's voice. Sid has a really smooth, like, you know, buttery tone. That sounds good on all these songs, but I really feel like Come Over is one of the best songs that just really highlights like the greatness of her voice. Her voice just really works well in the song, and it was a highlight for me in terms of that. And I also loved Steve's, like, you know, guitar solo on the song. It was nice. It was like Sid was like Steve, and then Steve did a nice little guitar solo on the song that was vibey as hell. I already saw the video. The video was really cool. Everybody was like in a different room in this house, and every room had like a different color and a different theme going on. Everybody had like a lover that they were messing with in the video, so it was a really cool theme. I just like the internet really takes me back to like just like the Afrocentricity and like the quirkiness of like the 90s, and they brought that energy into this new generation. I feel like I love that because they're carving out their own lane, their own space in a lane that's kind of deserted right now. And the Come Over video in this song is just such a simple, vibey example of like what can come of just simple, great R&B music. That it's not taking itself too seriously. Has a great production under it, great lyrics and great arrangements, and just does its thing. And yeah, so, and also like at the end of the song, that was really cool. It was kind of out of place, but it was really cool, like outro talking about these bitches want diamond rings. This was talking about people who are like really materialistic and want all these things in life that don't fucking matter. It was really out of place for the song, but it really was nice. And I think kind of leads into the next song, so it was cool for what it was. After the track Come Over, we have the track La-Dee-Da, which is another single. This is now the third single off the album, which was released a few weeks ago, I think, and I just saw the video last night. The video was really cool as well. But La-Dee-Da is a really cool song about, apparently just about like someone, you know, being at a club or being at a party or something, and kind of just like, you know, knowing you're fly, knowing you look good, knowing like you're bad, but having somebody like, well, I guess whether you're a guy having a bunch of girls up on you, or whether you're, it's probably more about girls, when you're a girl at the club or a party, having a bunch of dudes on you, and you really trying to vibe and chill with your friends, do your own thing. You don't want to be bothered by nobody. So this track was really just saying like, listen, I know I'm looking good, I know I'm looking suave, but like, you know, I'm not trying to chill with you. I didn't come for you. I came here to do my own thing. So La-Dee-Da, and the La-Dee-Da part was mad abstract. It was just like saying I came to do my thing. So La-Dee-Da, it was mad abstract. It was weird, but for some reason it just worked. It worked in the record. It worked really well. And honestly, this is probably one of my favorite grooves on the album. In terms of production, I think this is definitely one of the highlights for me. This groove just got me off first listen compared to Roll and Come Over. I'm glad they put it out as a single too. One of my favorite grooves off the album. And I also love how they shouted out Sade in the song. They were like, dancing like you Sade. And I just love that. You know, shout out to Sade's career, her essence. She's beautiful, she's gorgeous, she's an amazing artist. And shout out to her new album, which apparently is coming out sometime this year or next year. So whenever Sade's album comes out, I'll be ready and I'll be waiting, and I'll do a review or reaction for y'all. Let's see what happens. But shout out to Sade. And shout out to the internet for giving Sade that shout out. But yeah, like I said, this is probably one of my favorite tracks off the album. I love the groove of it. I love the message. And it definitely was a good choice for a single. So I think you'll love it as well. Let me know what you think though. After the track La-Dee-Da, we have the track Stay the Night, which is a total switch up in energy and theme and mood. They slow things down for Stay the Night. And on La-Dee-Da, they're talking about, you know, pretty much like saying fuck you to anybody who's trying to push up on you in a club at a party when you're just trying to do your own thing. But then with Stay the Night, this is a track that was really sweet and really cute. And I interpret this track as a track dedicated to, you know, when two people who are in love, one of them is really like, you know, active out in the world, doing things, facing danger, and the other person is wanting them to just stay the night, to take a break from all of that danger that they're facing on the world, whether that they're a person that's really like a woke activist or something like that. Like yes, I interpret this just as someone who's really out in the world doing the most, and their lover wanting them to just come in and stay the night and not face all that danger for like one night, and just take a night to just chill and let's be together and let's just have a good time and be safe with in each other's embrace. So this is a really like cool theme and a really cool record, really cool lyrics. I like how it was slowed down. It was a nice, really cool ballad, and sonically it was a really smooth, and I also love the guitar solo like after the bridge and also at the end of the song. The guitar solo was so smooth. I don't know if that was Steve or if that was someone else, but it was dope. So yeah, this is a really cute, sweet song, and I think a lot of people can really learn a lot from the message of the song. You know, like once in a while, just take a break and just, you know, chill with someone you love, or just, you know, don't go out in the world and face all the danger of the streets, being woke and trying to be an activist. Not every day. Some days just take time to chill and just, you know, be with somebody. So I like that, because we all need love, man. We all need love, baby. We all need love. After the track Stay the Night, we have the track Bravo, which is probably one of the tracks that caught me the most off guard when I first heard the album, in terms of the off-kilter beat and just the message of the song. Because also, this is another total switch up in energy and theme from Stay the Night. Stay the Night was a really cute song talking about, you know, someone being with you and holding them close and wanting to keep them safe. And then Bravo, this track is about pretty much having someone, a lover or a girlfriend or boyfriend who is pretty much playing games and acting in a relationship. You know, we've all had people, we've all dealt with somebody in our life who we dated or who we had a crush on, or someone who were messing around with, who was acting like they were, you know, they were playing games with us, or you were the one playing games, whatever. Like, we've all been there, we've all done it, or we've all been that person, or we've all experienced that from somebody. So this track was a very universal theme, but total switch up energy from the track before. But this track was probably one of the most interesting to me because of just how it sounded. I kind of love and I kind of hate the off-kilter beat. It has a really smooth bass line that's just, it sounds like doom, 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 doom. Really smooth bass line, but then it has like this really like slow like drum that's hidden. It's like just bop, bop. And it sounds like really cool, but I kind of didn't like it because it just sounded like really off beat. But it also sounded like right on beat at the same time, so it was weird. I kind of loved it and I hated it, but as time goes on, I'll probably love it like for real. But Bravo was definitely an interesting track sonically. I love what it was talking about, just pretty much talking about all people who've been acting in relationships, and that's a real thing. So it's pretty much just saying, you know, bravo to all the shit you was doing, bravo to how he was acting, and now look where we at. And also, like I said, but I did love the song sonically. And at the end, I love the vocal arrangements at the end of the song. Sid's like, you know, layering of her harmonies at the end was dope. Mixed in with that beat, it was really dope. So I wouldn't say this is a highlight for me, but definitely an enjoyable track, and definitely one of the most interesting sonically off of the album for sure. Alright, after Bravo, we have the track Mood. This is probably one of the more like vibier, definitely like one of the most sexiest tracks on the album. This track is definitely probably the sexiest track on the album besides the last track, Hold On. This is just like a really nice late night, you know, really sexy R&B groove. This is a really flirty song, just talking about trying to get someone in the right mood. Let me get the right drink, let me get the right smoke for you. I'm trying to pick you up. Like, I'm just trying to put you in the right mood so we can vibe and get together. That's pretty much what this whole track was about. Really nice vibe, right in the middle of the album, good place for it. And I feel like this is another track that could have fit right in on Ego Death. It definitely could have fit right in on Ego Death, which is not a bad thing at all. But it just reminded me of a track I could have seen on Ego Death. But I definitely did like this track. And to me, this track gave me like the internet's take on trying to do like a late 90s, early 2000s, like, you know, sexy R&B jam. And I think they did it well. And I also love like the saxophone and the horns at the end of the song. It was such a nice way to end the track out. Yeah, so this track is really sexy. If you're trying to, you know, vibe with the person you're feeling, or you're trying to vibe with the person you're already dating or whatever, this is definitely a nice track for y'all to put on late at night when y'all just chilling, doing your thing. It's definitely a sexy late night groove, and I think you'll definitely enjoy it. Alright, so the next track after Mood is the track Next Time / Humble Pie. This is a two-part song. The first part of the song, Next Time, is a song I really like. It's probably one of my favorite songs lyrically off the album. It has really cool lyrics. This song, Next Time, is just breaking down the art of trying to get somebody by, you know, the natural way, how it used to be done, by just flirting with them, trying to get to know them, starting a conversation, spitting game, and just getting them the natural way through that. And if you don't get them the first time, keep trying and try again for the next time. And so I love this song because I feel like that's a lost art in this generation of social media and technology. Everybody is out here getting love online, and I love how this song was just talking about that old art of just trying to meet somebody in person, having a conversation and spitting game and getting to know them through that. And if you don't get them through that, try again the next time and just see what happens. And keep trying again. And so I love that message. It's a message we need to keep advertising in this new generation. I'm telling you, for real. What else can I say about Next Time? I also really loved how Next Time had like really like hazy synths on it. I think Humble Pie was really hazy song as well, but Next Time had really like hazy synths on it that really worked well. And I love the hook on Next Time. The hook was great, pretty much just saying, listen, if you're not gonna get her or him the first time, try again next time and don't give up, have a conversation and keep it moving. So that was nice. And then we transitioned smoothly into the second part of the song, which is Humble Pie. And this had somewhat of a different theme, but it's kind of connected as well. And Humble Pie was really another really hazy record, really like, you know, lo-fi, hazy, smoothed out record. What I got from the song was just pretty much the internet trying to say that, listen, we all need to kind of stay humble. And I think I pretty much just took this as a record where they were saying there's a lot of people in the world right now who are having a lot of success, but they need to continue to stay humble and always continue to strive for elevation, because you can always have room to grow, and as much success as you can have, you always need to stay humble, because that's just for the betterment of society. So yeah, I think that was a great song. This was a great song for all of us to learn from. Even when you reach a lot of success, you still need to continue to stay humble. And I think that kind of connected to the first part of the song Next Time, because no matter how fly you think you are, no matter how good looking you are, no matter how much game you think you have, there's always probably somebody who doesn't want you, or who probably doesn't think you're worthy of their love. So keep trying, stay humble, and keep trying for the next time. So I thought this was a really cool combination of a record, and definitely one of the most lyrically interesting on the album for me. And also on Humble Pie, I also love the ooh, ooh, ah. I love that part. It was throughout the whole record, but I loved it. I just loved that part. It was really, it reminded me of like a 90s like harmony in the background, so it was nice. So I definitely loved that part. Okay, after the track Next Time, Humble Pie, we have the track It Gets Better With Time, which is probably one of my favorite tracks off this album. The first time I heard it, and now I've heard it a couple times now. This track is amazing. It's probably one of my favorite tracks that I think I've heard all year. This track's message is amazing. It's an amazing record. As you could probably tell from the title, about just people struggling through their personal struggles, but knowing and keeping in mind that it's always gonna get better with time. And when I first heard this track, I literally was on the verge of tears, because we can all relate to this track, and we can all relate to having been in those dark places in our life where we felt alone, or we felt, you know, kind of like the black sheep in our friend circle or whatever, or just in our families, or in the workplace or whatever. We've all felt like that. I know I felt like that plenty of times in my life, where I felt like I wasn't good enough at my job, I wasn't good enough in my family, I wasn't good enough for my circle of friends, because I wasn't invited to a lot of stuff, even though I feel like I'm cool as shit. So we can, that's not even me trying to like, you know, say I'm like dope, whatever, but we've all been at that place. I think we've all been there, where we've all felt like something was missing in our lives, or we weren't good enough for somebody or something, and we just didn't really know how to really function in our own bodies, and really know how to kind of like get to a high level of understanding of who we are, and what our purpose is, and why we're kind of meant to be here. And I think I've gotten better over the years, but I definitely admit to having, you know, gone through my struggles where I felt like I wasn't good enough for certain things or certain people, whatever. But that's a constant struggle that I feel like I'm always going through, and I'm always trying to remind myself that I'm dope and I'm the shit. And if you don't like me, if you don't think I'm dope, fuck you, and that's your problem, because I know I'm lit. And I think this track to me just hit me so hard, because it reminded me of how I used to feel that way all the time when I was younger, and even still now from time to time. And just not even me, but just universally, everybody, any, you know, struggle you're going through, this track just broke down the idea of going through that, and not being afraid of that struggle, and not being afraid of going through that, but knowing that it will get better with time, and knowing that you have people, and you can have people around you who will help you deal with it, who will help you deal with whatever struggle you're going through, and just knowing how to look on the bright side of things, knowing how to look to the positive sides of where you're going, and the positive sides of life, and the good things you have in your life, and the good things you're blessed with, and letting those things remind you that it will get better with time. So this track was amazing. To me, this is a timeless record, timeless message that will always be relevant no matter what generation we're talking about. The message and the lyrics were amazing. I'm not going to break down all the lyrics, but I want you guys to go listen to this record. It's amazing. One of the highlights from off the album for sure. And this song will always make me feel a type of way, as I already explained. And I love, my favorite lyric in the song is probably, I think it was Sid who was singing, you gonna be here either way. It's like, you know, through whatever struggle and strife, you're gonna be here either way. And that hit me so hard, because it's like, it's true. No matter what bullshit you're going through, no matter how sad you are, no matter what you're going through, you're gonna be here regardless. So you might as well make the best of this fucking thing we call life. You're gonna be here either way. So that line was probably my favorite line of the whole song, probably one of my favorite lyrics on the whole album. So real. And towards the end of the song, they had Big Rube do like this spoken word verse that was so amazing and so inspiring and uplifting and so real. It was so beautiful and poetic. Go check it out. And then at the end of the song, they had Patrick Page, who's like, I think he's the bassist for the group, and he also was a rapper. He did this amazing rap at the end of the song that was just dope, about just, you know, just like staying the course and doing you, and knowing that it'll get better. And it was just amazing. It was everything. So this track is definitely my favorites off the album. One of my favorite songs of the year, and definitely a highlight for just what it's saying. And if it doesn't make you, when you hear the song, you're gonna want to cry, or you will cry. Because it will hit you that hard. So the internet, thank you for this song, thank you for this message. This song is life-changing, and y'all did it with this record, so shout out to y'all. Okay, after the track It Gets Better With Time, we have the track Look What You Started. They picked up the groove, they picked up the pace and tempo on this track. This track had a really nice groove, probably also one of my favorite grooves on the album after La-Dee-Da. The groove on this song was amazing. I love the bass line. I love the drum on this one. This was pretty much like a nice, like, you know, kiss off, breakup anthem, somewhat, about pretty much the lover who fucked up and they know they fucked up. It's like, look what you started, look all the bullshit you started, and look at how, because of all the games you play, look at now why we're here now. So this is kind of like I want to say a cousin to Bravo, but with way more of a way more up tempo, and I like this. This is probably one of my favorites off the album too. I definitely like this track. It definitely gave me like a late 90s, early 2000s vibe with the groove of the record, and just the vocal harmonies and the vocal arrangements. So shout out to them for this song, and definitely a highlight for me. And yeah, it was a nice song, just about, you know, the people you dated who you know fucked up because they started some bullshit and it's their fault, and knowing that you're okay because you didn't do it, and now you can move on. And yeah, definitely one of the greatest. I want to say probably one of my favorite productions on the album. A lot of production on this album did sound very similar, but this one stood out for me, and the groove just got me off of first listen. So I think it's definitely going to be a highlight for a lot of people. It definitely was a highlight for me. Okay, after the track Look What You Started, we then have the track Wannabe. The internet definitely slowed things down for this track. It's probably one of the most like vibey songs on the album. To me, it's not like a highlight for me, but it definitely is one of the most, like, I think, somewhat well-constructed songs. It's really vibey. It's a really like nice, like somewhat acoustic, like R&B mid-tempo, really romantic song. Just trying to get at somebody, saying, listen, do you want to be my girl? That's pretty much what the song was about. It was very simple, it had a very like a nice throwback feel to it, very old school. I love the guitar in this. It felt very acoustic, but it was very simple with a nice drum pattern, simple drum pattern underneath. Nice, simple, smooth, very ethereal vocals by Sid, so it was nice. Like I said, it didn't hit you in the face, and because of that, it somewhat felt like filler on the album, but it's a very nice and well-constructed song. So shout out to the internet for this record. It was very sweet and very romantic and very cute. You know, very simple, you know, just R&B joint about, you know, asking somebody if they want to be your girl. So, you know, it's very nice, very old school. And I love the throwback feel of this record as well. And to me, the guitar and the synths on this song are really what held it down, and I just feel like it's really timeless. So I think this will be one of the songs in the album that holds up the most over time. But to me, it wasn't like a, you know, in your face off the first listen, but I definitely enjoyed it for what it was. So shout out to the internet for this track. Definitely a nice one. Okay, after the track Wannabe, we had the track The Beat Goes On. This is one of the most interesting tracks on the album to me lyrically. This song was about people, like, all, you know, their band, obviously, and they're living life through the entertainment industry. So they obviously live a very crazy life. And this track was about lovers, I'm assuming, that they have encountered in the past and probably that they will encounter in the future, who probably can't keep up with them being in the music industry and their, you know, very like fast-paced, hectic lifestyles as artists and as musicians. So to me, this track was just dedicated to those people, saying, listen, if you're ready to be with me, cool, then let's do it. But if you're not ready to be with me, the beat goes on, because I have to live my life as an artist in the music industry. So this track was very real. I know that the internet created the song because I know that this is something that they all have probably struggled with and probably will continue to struggle with, just as all artists do, trying to find people who can be with you and who are ready to keep up with the fast-paced lifestyle of the music industry and just the entertainment industry as a whole, and probably people that they couldn't have ended up dating because they couldn't keep up with their lifestyles as musicians. So this is a really cool, I can't relate to this song obviously, but the song is great, and I love that the internet put the song on the album, because it's a very real struggle for them. I know it is. So this is a cool song about, you know, just having people who they need to come to that realization. Can you be with me as a musician? If you can, let's do it. Let's go. If you can't do it, the beat will go on. And so this is a really cool song. And I think it was Matt, who's like the piano player for the band. To me, I think he's the one that was singing on the second verse of the song, and he sounded really good. I know Matt can sing, but he sounded really good on the second verse, because usually this album only consisted vocally of mostly Sid and sometimes Steve, but Matt made a little appearance and the beat goes on. He sounded really good on the song. Shout out to you, Matt. And I also really loved how they like had a smooth transition to the second part of the song, which had like crazy drums. So like the second part of the song had these like crazy drums. It was just pretty much like an instrumental breakdown. It wasn't a lot of vocals going on. It was just a really cool like instrumental breakdown, crazy drums with some synths on it. And I just loved all the sonics in the second part. It was really like just a concoction of drums and all these great sounds. It was such a vibey way to end on the record for a track called The Beat Goes On. So this is definitely a cool track. Okay, and then to end out the album, we had the track Hold On, to me, which is somewhat of like an answer track to the previous track, The Beat Goes On. It was somewhat of a solution. So for those people in the band's life who actually want to date them and be in relationships with them, I feel like the last track on the album was dedicated to them. Pretty much this is a track saying, you know, hold on. If you want to do it, if you want to be in this relationship, if you want to go on this life with me, hold on, let's do it together, and we'll hold each other down. So that's what I got from this track. Let me know if you got any other themes or messaging off this track. To me, this song, I loved it because it gave me Sade vibes, heavy. It was such a mellow, groovy record, like, you know, definitely like a late night, sexy R&B record. And I just loved the theme of, you know, pretty much this song is all about commitment and holding on through whatever for the person you love. And I just love the really like timeless and mellow groove. Like I said, it gave me Sade vibes, crazy. And the lyrics were really beautiful on this one too. I think Sid was a writer. Sid wrote really beautiful lyrics on this one. She really did. It was a really nice way to end out the album on a really like mellow groove and on a really like nice for me, a highlight sonically, just really like nice mellow groove. And I also love the horns in the middle of the song. I think it was at the end too. The horns were definitely a nice highlight, and it was just a really sexy track. I feel like this is a mixture of like, you know, holding on during sex, like hold on because we're gonna get through this because this is some amazing shit, and also holding on in a relationship. I feel like it was kind of like a metaphor for both. So definitely a nice way to end off the album for sure, and a sexy groove. So that's what it is. Okay, so now is my track review of the album. Now I'm gonna do my general review of the album. Guys, the Internet's album, ever since it was announced earlier this year, it's probably been one of my most anticipated R&B records of the year, and the Internet definitely delivered. They definitely delivered with this album. I'm not sure if this album is better than Ego's Death or if it's just the same. I think I'll need more time to kind of, you know, give you that verdict, but this is definitely one of my favorite R&B projects of the year so far. The Internet delivered such a great body of work. I think what I love most about this record is just, I mean, obviously kind of like with the Ego Death, the Internet just produces everything themselves. Like, it's entirely written and produced and arranged all by them. All the instruments are played by them. All the vocals are by Sid or Steve or Matt, and you got the raps by Patrick. Everything is just done by them, and I just think that's such a rare thing in today's R&B and urban landscape. Every artist is out here getting a million producers and songwriters for the albums, but the internet has just kept the formula so simple, just like doing everything themselves. And yes, there's 5 of them, but I think that's still that's an impressive feat in itself, where in this generation everybody is getting so much assistance to make their projects. It's such a breath of fresh air to have the internet making an album that was just all done by them, and on top of that, it's exquisite. This album is amazing. It really is a good record. I feel like it kind of came out of nowhere in terms of I'm not gonna say it came out of nowhere. I would say that the promo has been kind of quiet for this album, which is unexpected. You know, I'm pretty sure the internet does have a crazy budget, and they're still like a very, like, you know, kind of under the radar band somewhat. But this album has arrived, and I'm glad it's here. It's amazing. I only want it to go up from here. I want people to be up on the internet, because to me, like I said before, they're filling such an amazing space in R&B that's not really being filled by anybody else but them, in terms of, like, you know, the neo soul, like Afrocentric, you know, bands, like that's not really here anymore. So I love that they're giving us that in this generation. If I were to talk about some of the things I noticed on this album, the things I noticed the most on this album, I want to say, like, you know, kind of like with the title Hive Mind, I noticed the theme of like black, like, unity and band unity, and just people coming together, and kind of honing in on that group mentality that I feel like is kind of missing in this generation, where everybody's very individualistic. So I'm a very big group person. I love groups. I love cliques. Not cliques. I love, like, just people coming together. So I love that. I saw that theme on the first track, Come Together. I want to say I saw that theme on Beat Goes On, It Gets Better With Time, you know, so I noticed that theme a lot. I also noticed just the theme of the different stages of love and the different stages of a relationship, from the beginning stages of flirting with songs like Come Over and Mood, to being in love and going through going through a relationship and being in it, and that was songs like Stay the Night, Wannabe, you know, Hold On. And then you had tracks that are more like, you know, at the end of the relationship, in the ending stages where things have gone sour and somebody fucked up or something like that. And I saw that in tracks like Bravo and Look What You Started. So, you know, we have a different track on the album that are showing those different stages of relationship and different stages of love, and how we've all been at one of those 3 stages and at different points in our lives. So that was dope to see. And I also noticed the theme of I guess just like being real, staying real, being humble, staying positive, and just moving on in life through whatever struggles and strife, and making sure you're staying positive and staying real and being humble, and getting through hardships and moving on. So I probably repeated myself, but I really noticed that a lot on this album. I want to say I saw that in tracks like Roll, Burbank Funk, probably I want to say Next Time, Humble Pie, It Gets Better With Time, and Beat Goes On, Hold On, you know. So yeah, definitely those are some of the things I noticed a lot on this album. You know, very simple things, very relevant, timeless things that will always matter, that will always be, you know, relevant to our society and to our lives as human beings. And I liked how they structured this album. Every track flowed well into the next one. Some of them were a total switch up in energy, but it worked, and it was very seamless transition. But yeah, I think the last thing I say about this album, guys, I think this album was a great showcase of everything you need for a good album. It had amazing grooves, great grooves throughout, amazing production, all instrumentation by themselves. They had real instruments, real guitar, real bass, real piano with some, like, you know, with some digital stuff in there, with some digital synths, but great production throughout. Such consistent, great groovy production, amazing songwriting by all the members, and, you know, great lyrics throughout. Really simple constructed songs, but really powerful and poignant. And also just really great vibes throughout. And I love how this album had a mixture of really feeling like really throwback and really retro, and it had like a lot of like analog sounds and really old school analog sounds in it. But and it sounded like that in some places, but it also sounded really futuristic and forward pushing in other places. So I love how it had that mixture of like old school and new school at the same time. And not a lot of people are really fusing the analog and retro throwback sound with futuristic sound mixed in with it as well, especially for like a whole album. Not a lot of people are doing that, so shout out to the internet for having that mixture, and and they do it very well. It's their bread and butter, so they did it very well on this album, and I hope they continue that for the rest of their careers. And I think the last thing I'll say about this album is I love how you can just let this album play, and they don't take themselves too seriously on this album, which is what I love. This album doesn't take itself too seriously. It's talking about a lot of cool stuff, a lot of important stuff, but it just comes off easy, and they don't take themselves too seriously, and you can just let it play from track 1 to 13 and you'll enjoy every track. There's not one track in this album that I don't like, and that's very rare for me. You know, it's very rare that, especially in 2018, it's very rare to have an album where there's not one track that I don't like. So shout out to the internet for that. And with that being said, my favorite tracks on this album are probably Come Together, I want to say Roll, Burbank Funk, La-Dee-Da, It Gets Better With Time, probably my favorite track off the album with that message, and then Look What You Started. I love those tracks the most. I love every track, but those are probably like my 5, like the tracks that I really like the most. And my rating for this album, with all that being said, I'm gonna give this album a 4.5 out of 5. Let me know what you think about my rating. I feel like this album is on the verge of being a masterpiece. If you think that's a stretch, let me know. I think this is a really great project. I wanted to give it a 4 out of 5 at first, but then I said, you know what, let me give it a 4.5 because this album is really amazing and there's not one track that I don't like. So I gotta give it a 4.5 out of 5. And I feel like with even more time, this album will even grow. I'll grow to even love it even more. It's been 3 years since Ego Death came out, and I love that album down. So 3 years from now, let's see how much I'm gonna love this album, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love it just as much as I love Ego Death, if not even more. Alright y'all, but that was my review, my rating for the internet's new album, Hive Mind. Let me know what rating you guys would give it. Let me know what you thought about the album down in the comment section. Let me know if you thought the album was great, if you thought it was whack. Let me know what your favorite tracks, what were your least favorite tracks, if you had any. And let me know what you just think about the internet and their career right now. And let me know what you thought about my video down in the comment section, okay? I appreciate y'all. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If you watched this whole video and you enjoyed it, hit that like button right now. Share this video and subscribe to your boy's channel, okay? I appreciate you. Like I always said, guys, continue to live your best life, drink more water, stay woke, and if you're mad or sad, go listen to your favorite song. Make you feel better, okay? Go listen to your favorite song. But thank you for watching, guys. This has been your boy Bright, the R&B kid, and for now, I'm signing off, baby. Bye, y'all.
I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. Relax just a little bit. You don't gotta worry, you can just have fun.